The Amazon rainforest is the world's greatest green wilderness, a place of breathtaking beauty and unimaginable peril. For centuries, it has guarded its secrets well, hiding ancient civilizations and untold stories in its impenetrable heart. But few of its secrets have proven as alluring or as tragic as the legend of a lost city and the man who gave everything to find it. This is the story of Percy Fawcett and his quest for the mythical city he called Sea. Our story begins not in the jungle, but in the drawing rooms of early 20th century London. Percy Fawcett was a man cut from a different cloth than the typical Victorian explorer. He was a colonel in the Royal Artillery, a seasoned surveyor, and possessed a constitution of iron. He was famously resilient, able to travel light and live off the land in ways that other Europeans could not. The Royal Geographical Society, impressed by his skills and his toughness, sent him to South America repeatedly to map uncharted borders. It was during these grueling expeditions that Fawcett became obsessed with the idea of a great, sophisticated civilization hidden deep within the Amazon basin. He had found shards of ancient pottery and heard persistent indigenous tales of a lost city with tall stone towers and immense wealth. He began to call this place simply Sea. Fawcett wasn't just chasing a rumor. He was a man of his time, influenced by a wave of archaeological discovery. The world was still reeling from the unearthing of Machu Picchu in 1911. If a lost city could be found in the Andes, Fawcett reasoned, why not in the Amazon? He pored over historical documents, including a disputed 18th century Portuguese manuscript that described a fabulously wealthy, silver-laden metropolis in the Mato Grosso region. He developed a complex theory, blending archaeology, history, and a touch of the esoteric, that a sophisticated, possibly Atlantean, culture had once flourished there before being swallowed by the jungle. This was not just a search for ruins. For Fawcett, it was a search for the origins of civilization itself. After the interruption of the First World War, Fawcett became single-minded in his pursuit. He secured funding from a consortium of newspapers and, in 1925, mounted his final, definitive expedition. This time, he would not be leading a large, cumbersome team. He took only 2 companions: his eldest son, Jack, who shared his father's burning passion for adventure, and Jack's lifelong friend, Raleigh Rimmel. It was a deeply personal quest. Fawcett believed that a small, nimble party would have a better chance of survival and would be less threatening to any indigenous tribes they might encounter. His final letters home, sent from the edge of the unknown, were filled with a powerful, almost frightening, confidence. He wrote, "We will return, and we will return with the goods." Then, on May 29, 1925, he sent a last dispatch from a place called Dead Horse Camp, named for a spot where his horse had died on a previous journey. The message was hopeful. They were ready to cross into unmapped territory. After that, there was only silence. The silence did not go unnoticed. As months turned into years with no word, the world became captivated by the mystery. What had happened to Colonel Fawcett and his party? The disappearance sparked one of the largest and most dangerous manhunts of the 20th century. Over the next decade, no fewer than 13 expeditions plunged into the jungle to find them, driven by a mixture of concern, curiosity, and the lure of Fawcett's lost city. Dozens of these rescuers would themselves perish from disease, starvation, or attacks. The jungle was claiming more victims, adding to the grim legend. With no bodies and no concrete evidence, speculation ran wild. The most popular theory was that they were killed by one of the hostile indigenous tribes in the region, such as the Kalapalo or the Suya. Some suggested they had succumbed to disease, starvation, or a simple accident in the treacherous terrain. Others, feeding on Fawcett's own interest in the mystical, believed he had found his city and chosen to live there, establishing a secret, enlightened society cut off from the modern world. Over the years, fantastical stories emerged. Tales of Fawcett being held captive, of him becoming a white god to a remote tribe, or of him going mad in the wilderness. Every few years, a supposed artifact would surface: a nameplate, a compass, even bones, but none were ever conclusively proven to belong to the lost expedition. The mystery only deepened. The true significance of Fawcett's story, however, goes beyond his own fate. For decades, the scientific community largely dismissed his theory of a major Amazonian civilization. The prevailing view was that the soil was too poor to support large, complex societies. But in recent years, a revolution in archaeology has begun to prove that Fawcett may have been on the right track after all. Using advanced technology like lidar, which can digitally deforest the canopy from the air, scientists are now discovering the remnants of vast, sophisticated settlements. They have found evidence of large-scale earthworks, complex road systems, and managed landscapes that could have supported populations in the hundreds of thousands. These weren't the stone cities Fawcett imagined, but they were lost cities nonetheless, built of earth and wood that the jungle quickly reclaimed. Percy Fawcett was wrong in the details, but he was almost certainly right in his grand hypothesis. The lost city of Z, then, is more than just a destination on a map. It is a symbol of the eternal human drive to explore, to push beyond the boundaries of the known world, no matter the cost. Percy Fawcett vanished into the green silence, consumed by the very mystery he sought to solve. But in doing so, he planted a seed, an idea that the deepest jungles hold forgotten chapters of the human story. His tragic quest, born of obsession and ending in silence, ultimately helped open our eyes to a truth more incredible than fiction: that the Amazon was once home to great civilizations, and that the greatest discoveries often lie not in finding what we seek, but in the search itself. If you're fascinated by real mysteries that science can't explain, smash that like button and subscribe for more content.